Peace, on with the show. I was going to say thank God it's Friday, but according to most people's belief, it is still Thursday, the 29th of August in the year 2013. Time right now on the West Coast is 3 minutes to 10, 9:57 a.m. Pacific. And for those who have been following along on the journey, you know we often have a habit of closing out the month early. So it's the end of the month, 2 days ahead of time at least, so that we can go ahead and get prepared for the next month and be already on the ground rolling when it starts. So I do appreciate you tuning in. I'm gonna go ahead and make these quick little brief statements and then go on about our business. Take a couple days off, which is never really off, but you get the point. Leadership for women who need a boss in their life. PH August 2013 closing remarks. Before we begin, start with the statement that it says under my image. 1 Corinthians 13:11. When I was a child, I spake as a child, I understood as a child, I thought as a child, but when I became a man, I put away childish things. Let's see here. Good, we're back. Um, that's pretty much what it is. And if it's politically incorrect, well, we just do things in a different way of politics in our government and way of being our culture. So I say for women, first and foremost, because the way I was raised and the way we get down, a man is not the boss of another man. It's more like what you would have at a law firm, which is partnerships. You have your junior partners, you have your senior partners, you have your internships. The list goes on and on. But first and foremost, each man is his own man and his own boss. And of course, there's things that come with experience and age that naturally fall in order of leadership, like Barack Obama is the president of the United States and he's the boss of the country, leader of the free world, chief executive officer of the corporation known as the United States of America, and he's the boss of the country. But like I said, each man is his own boss, his own entity, and runs his own affairs and can look for guidance and leadership from those who might have more experience. But at the core, a man is a man and a man is his own man. For the women, as male chauvinist as it might sound, actually, whatever it is what you make it be. And if it works for you, then we have it available for you. It seems to be working for us because the results show, and I really won't speak on it too much, but I think there's something that goes along with nature and having balls, I guess the best way to say it, testosterone flowing and ability to make those types of decisions. So it's for who it works for. We do what works, and what works is this type of approach. So I want to put this on the table as the end of the month close out. I selected an image from this month because at the end of every month, what I have to do is known as a self inventory. So I go through all the images, go through all the content that was posted. As far as the images on my hard drive, I keep what I feel needs to be brought into the future, and I delete that which I believe needs to stay here in the present or in the past because it's already done with and we're moving on with the show. So I'm also considering going ahead and shutting down the Facebook profile for a month. I mean, it's already been demonstrated that I myself, I really don't need that. It's not something that I find absolutely necessary. It comes in handy for keeping up with what people are doing and keeping up with the latest news, but it's not to the extent where my life actually revolves around that. I just go there primarily because I feel it's a way to help people whose lives do seem to be more and more dependent on it. What I'm finding though is that people a lot of times, don't want to generalize, but just certain individuals, more and more often when I look on there, seem to show that they don't really take life serious to the extent that I would expect a grown up or a person that's serious about success to take it. So, since my own time is valuable and helping people comes at the expense of my time, I have to make that decision and go ahead and weed out certain things that just don't work. So, I'm going to figure out the best approach to that in the next couple days, see how we can help people and make sure it's beneficial for both of us and keeping both of us in tune and in sync and moving forward because that's the end result of leadership. And I'm not one to force my leadership on people. Technically speaking, I tend to get asked for directions quite a bit. Some people say you find what it is that you're asked for the most, and that actually becomes your calling. So I do, for whatever reason, must have a sign on my face or some kind of expression that says that I know where I'm going in real life, and actually it's because I do. So I'm always willing and able to give people directions to point A to point B or whatever their destination is. But I already know, and it doesn't require for somebody else to follow me should I be en route. So I don't ever make an attempt to force my leadership. But if I value my leadership, then I have to make a decision and make sure it's going to the individuals that respect the value of it as well. First and foremost, myself. So, like everything else, being self taught, self made, this post is primarily for me, and I'll leave some on the table for anybody else that wants to consider it in regards to attaining peace and continuing on with the victory. So I'll see y'all next month, and congratulations for those who have moved forward. I can see some progress and change in you, and like I said earlier in the month, I believe it was last week, you are a winner. And if I tell you that and you believe it, well, it means that's the truth for you. I'm not going to argue. If I tell you that and you don't believe it, well, it means it's not the truth for you. I'm not going to argue. But the truth is what you think. And I think that we're keeping it moving forward. So we want to consider it another victory and say one love.